More than 50,000 fans packed an expanded Lansdowne Park on Grey Cup Day, and Mother Nature cooperated as well by providing a windy but very mild afternoon for late November. Now the Lions spotted the Bombers an early 1-0 lead before storming back midway through the first quarter. Tony Cherry sweeps around the left side, finds the end zone for a 14-yard touchdown, and BC held a 7-1 lead. But Winnipeg came back with a march of their own, and it was right into the teeth of the wind. The big play, this Sean Salisbury to James Murphy pass and run that covers 71 yards and puts Winnipeg into scoring position. The Blue Bombers had to settle for a 22-yard Trevor Kennard field goal, and BC's lead was cut to 7-4. Another Kennard field goal tied the game, but the Lions answered with a long drive of their own into the wind as well. David Williams found the seam, hauls in a 26-yard touchdown pass from Matt Dunnigan to give the Lions a 14-7 lead. But the Blue Bombers bounced back to tie the game on their very next possession. Salisbury finds Murphy cutting across the middle, and the veteran receiver takes it from there. The 35-yard major ties the game at 14 apiece. Louis Pasaglia had a chance to put the Lions ahead by 3 late in the first half, but his 41-yard field goal sails wide, and BC had to settle for the single point and a 15-14 halftime lead. The Blue Bombers opened the second half with a pair of costly penalties, and that allowed the Lions to move all the way to the 13-yard line. But once again, the drive stalled, and this time, Pasaglia hit on a 28-yarder to give British Columbia an 18-14 lead. The biggest play of the game came only minutes later. The Lions faced a 3rd and 1 at their own 20-yard line. But instead of punting with the wind, Larry Donovan elected to gamble. But the Winnipeg defense stuffed Dunnigan on the quarterback sneak, and the Blue Bombers took over from there. Winnipeg failed to find the end zone, but Kennard's 3rd field goal of the game cut BC's lead to 1 again. It was 18-17, Lions leading. The Winnipeg defense came up with another big play minutes later. Willie Fears blocks a Pasaglia field goal attempt, and the Bombers had good field position once again. The Lions took over one more time, but the Winnipeg defense rose to the challenge again, as they had all afternoon. This time, Rod Hill intercepts a Dunnigan pass, returns it to the Lions' 26. The Bombers call on Kennard again, but this time his 32-yard field goal was wide, and the single point tied the game at 18-18. The teams went to the fourth quarter even at 19 apiece, but the Bombers had the strong wind now at their backs. With under 4 minutes to play, a short Pasaglia punt and no yards penalty put Winnipeg on the Lions' 27-yard line. But Winnipeg failed to move the ball once again, and Kennard's 4th field goal of the game gave the Bombers the lead for the first time since early in the first quarter. But the Lions, they weren't dead yet. Tony Cherry found a small opening, showed some great open field running. 52 yards later, BC in position to take the lead or at least tie it with a field goal. But the Bomber defense rose to the challenge one more time. Dunnigan's pass into the end zone, tipped by Benny Thompson, and Mike Gray comes up with the biggest interception of his CFL career. The Blue Bombers gave up a late safety, but held on for the win. The final score in Grey Cup 88, Winnipeg 22, BC 21.
Who got the cup? We got the cup. Who got the cup? We got the cup. Who got the cup? We got the cup. Who got the cup? We got the cup.
This is the best time I've ever had athletically speaking. I've played athletics as I can remember, and I've never been on a championship team, and this is the best I've ever had. I thought last week that I played my best game of my career, but really, that probably was the biggest play of my whole career.
And I wouldn't have traded this day in sports for any day I've had, or probably, well, I hope that I have another chance like this, but to date, I'm 25 years old, and I've never had a day in sports like this, never.
To get a fluke play like that on the goal line and them get an interception and stop us from scoring, it just makes you feel like, you get to the top of the mountain and slip.
In the third quarter, we did some kind of stupid. It's 3rd and 2, and we run a quarterback sneak. I mean, I don't know what sense that made, but we did it, and they got 3 points out of it, and we lost by 1, so look at it like that.